Kirby Hocutt. Kirby, this is the earliest that we've ever had the top four stay 1 through 4 1 week to the next. Last week you described the discussion between Georgia and Alabama as spirited. Given what happened last week, how did that change the discussion this week?
Well, we spent time on number 1 Georgia, number 2 Alabama. Good test for Georgia against South Carolina. Probably a little better test for Alabama against LSU this week. I would say the margin of separation continues to be close. The difference goes to Georgia because of the win at Notre Dame. So that's a big difference to the selection committee between 1 Georgia, 2 Alabama at this time.
How have upsets, look, I know Ohio State wasn't undefeated, but they get throttled by Iowa. Earlier you had Washington lose to Arizona State. You've seen these teams stumble. How have the upsets impacted the way the committee looks at the teams who have not stumbled but might not have the same level of schedule like a Wisconsin, for instance?
Well, that's, I believe, Reese, the beauty of the selection committee. You have 13 individuals that go deep into these teams that look at the complete resume. We look at what's happening, where the games are played, what is transpiring in that particular game. So all of that matters as we evaluate these teams, how these teams lose, who they lose to, and of course, winning is one of the most important things as you look at a body of work for a particular team.
Is there anyone in the room who has been adamant that the fact that staying unbeaten should count for a little bit more than maybe it has in the past at times?
You know, everyone in the room stays focused on our charge, and our charge is simple. It's to rank the top 25 teams and ultimately select the very best 4 teams for inclusion into the semifinals. So that's what we keep our focus on. What are the very best football teams? Who are the very 4 best teams in the country this week and throughout the top 25?
I know there were other circumstances last year, but when you and I spoke on Selection Sunday, at least one of the reasons that Oklahoma didn't merit more consideration into the playoff picture was that you guys decided they did not have a championship caliber defense. Didn't have any questions about the offense. What is the assessment of Oklahoma's defense and how has that impacted their standing right now?
Well, Oklahoma's number 5 team in the country. Selection committee continues to be very impressed. Obviously, what they're doing on the offensive side of the ball is extremely impressive. They have 2 of the best road wins in the country this year at Ohio State and at Oklahoma State last weekend. You know, it'll be a good test for them this week against TCU. So still a lot of football left to be played. The selection committee looks forward to watching how they perform on both sides of the ball.